At just 18 years old, Narin wears the saffron robe, accepted as a novice in the temple, but deep inside, she hides a secret no one dares to speak aloud. Late at night, far from the temple's sacred halls, she appears in a hotel room in Chiang Mai, not a place for prayer, but a scene of exploitation. Is she a nun or a commodity? I never became a monk, she confesses softly. I was forced into the temple. For 3 years, Narin's days were filled with rituals she never truly practiced. Her nights, however, belonged to others, to men who saw her not as a person of faith, but as something else entirely. Behind the calm fade of devotion lies a disturbing truth. This is not a path to enlightenment, but a system of control and abuse. Narin's story is only the beginning, a window into a world where belief and exploitation dangerously intertwine. By day, they copy scriptures, sweep floors, and serve tea, portraying the image of devoted temple girls. The incense burns strong, and the donation boxes overflow. But at night, the system flips. Luxury cars line up outside the temple gates. Men wait, headlights off. The girls quietly step out, heading to hotels or private homes. They call them patrons, but really, they're clients. The temple knows, so does the abbot. In northern Thailand, there's an institutional support chain. Temple shelters the girl abbot arranges meetings. Men donate, girls receive training. It sounds like charity, but runs like a business. Temples aren't just spiritual spaces. Sometimes, they're her workplace. She wears the robe and kneels before the Buddha, known as a disciple. But in another ledger, she's marked, available, 8 sessions per month. What does offering truly mean? And to whom? A 15-year-old girl told investigators, "The abbot brought me to the temple. He said it would bring blessings." But what awaited her was a system of structured exploitation. Spiritual dialogue meant sex. Offering merit meant paying cash. Inside some temples, services are classified, prices are fixed, clients are recorded. Her name becomes a number. Each session logged in full. In 2025, Thailand's Social Development Department reported 2,370 underage girls were sexually exploited under the guise of religious offerings. The Buddha remains silent, the incense blind, but human greed wears sacred robes. She's not a disciple, she's a product, sold under holy light. They come from the edge of the map, the mountains of northern Thailand, the Laos border, villages no one can name. For poor families, temples seem like salvation, a place with free education, food, and spiritual guidance. So daughters are handed over by their mothers, believing they're choosing a future of peace. But what lies beyond the temple gate? Chanting or exploitation? One mother, Ruang, said, "I thought she was studying scriptures, until she came home 3 months pregnant. It began with a scholarship. It ended in silence." These girls did nothing wrong. They were chosen by poverty, pushed into temples by broken systems, and quietly sacrificed behind holy walls. Within this temple, power is clear and strictly structured. The abbot personally selects a private roster, obedient girls assigned like clockwork. Each night, they take shifts, receiving so-called patrons on a strict schedule. This is not spiritual practice. It's a system of hierarchy and control. 2025. Leaked ledger from a Bangkok temple revealed about 36 girls being systematically rotated, generating over 480,000 baht per month in revenue. Their names, times, and prices carefully recorded. This is gender enslavement under power, cloaked in Buddhist robes, turning humans into commodities by design. Here, there is no compassion, only silent transactions and quiet submission. They wear the robes not for faith, but to survive. Dao, only 14, was taken by the abbot to attend, offering meetings, earning 500 baht each time. She said, "It's much faster than working in the rice fields at home." Behind the offerings lies endless exploitation and silent transactions. Dao admits rich men love to see her kneeling in monks' robes, chanting prayers. Beneath this veneer of sanctity is a harsh contradiction of faith intertwined with desire. They are not practitioners, but forced symbols of survival, silently performing under the guise of religion. Wearing the robes, they live on the edge of faith, struggling in the abyss of survival. The temple walls have become their prison. Local government religious offices turn a blind eye. Police receive anonymous tips repeatedly, yet nothing comes of it. In 2025, a Bangkok Post investigation revealed that out of 34 cases involving temple sexual exploitation, only 3 proceeded to legal action. This is not a loss of control, but a deliberate choice to ignore. Collusion of power drowns out the voices of victims. Are they being protected or exploited? The darkness within the temple walls remains untouched, even unwanted by the outside world. The inescapable temple walls form their deepest prison. Her story is not an isolated case, but part of a whole industry. Within certain Buddhist circles in Thailand, a dark market for sponsoring girls has emerged. Brokers, temples, and patrons form a complex, profit-driven chain. The girls are between 13 and 19 years old, with prices set based on their purity and obedience. A former broker admitted, they are treated as spiritual commodities. The younger, the more valuable. This is a brutal industry cloaked in the guise of faith, hiding a ruthless profit network. She is not an exception but a reflection of countless others swallowed by darkness. The most terrifying thing is not that these girls were deceived into temples, but that society accepts their silence as a given. They only want a meal, a warm place to stay, yet they are trained to become bodies to be offered. This violence is silent but tears through the skin of faith, exposing the bones of desire. We can no longer turn away or let them be forgotten. Speak out for them. Shine a light in the darkness, so the hidden truth can finally be revealed. Like, comment, subscribe, and share stories of those hurt by faith. Together we break the silence and awaken justice.